Okay, hi, welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Stop talking. Oh, that worked. Okay, here we go. Uh, let's practice this meditation together. Let's start with 30 breaths, okay? 30 breaths. Try to get settled. Hi, Venerable Phil. Nice to have you here. Okay, here we go. 30 breaths. Concentrate on the exhale. Which nostril you're going to use? Yeah, inhale left, exhale right. Okay, here we go. What if your nose is stuffed up? Imagine. Okay, good. So the first of the silky numbage, the first of the 8 overpowerings, I'd like you to just picture the color red in your mind. So it's just a color. And get used to seeing red color with your eyes closed. And it takes some practice. Okay? And that's where you're going to start your meditation. If you're going to emanate something red, you're going to have to be able to picture red in your mind. Let's turn that to yellow. So picture yellow color in your mind. Your mind is full of yellow color. Now let's do a white color. So picture a white color in your mind. Now we'll do some shapes, and I'd like you to start. There's a big mountain. It's the highest mountain on the Diamond Mountain property, and it's right behind the temple. It's called Makala Peak, from the first director here and the person who signed the paperwork to create Diamond Mountain. Was named Winston McCullough. So imagine that mountain behind us. And I want you to shrink it and put it at the center of your mind. Okay, so maybe it's only 1 inch high. Take that huge mountain, which is, I think, over 5,000 feet. It's about 2,000 meters. And shrink it to a ½ inch in your mind. Bring it inside your mind and shrink it. Now I'd like you to take that little Mount McCullough and move it out of your mind into your hand. And it's still tiny. It fits in the palm of your hand. So in the palm of your hand, imagine that mountain has gone out of your mind, out of the center of your mind, And now it's sitting in the palm of your hand, the whole mountain. Now I'd like you to, in the center of your mind, place a single hair from your head. Okay, so imagine one single hair from your head is in the middle of your mind. You're focusing on one single hair standing up. Now send that single hair outside and put it behind the temple at Diamond Mountain, where the mountain used to be. Now there's a single hair from your head, the same size as the mountain behind the temple here at the end of the valley. A single hair, 2,000 meters high. Then imagine one of those beautiful Diamond Mountain puffy white clouds in the blue sky over the hair, okay, like over the mountain. There's a large, white, fluffy cloud. Bring the cloud into the center of your mind, shrink it to about 1 inch, like 1 or 2 centimeters, and bring it into the middle of your mind, a cloud, huge cloud. Now dissolve your whole body into that cloud. So it used to be the cloud was in the middle of your mind. And now your whole body dissolves into the cloud. And there's just a tiny cloud. But it's you. Now you don't look like a human anymore. You look like a cloud. Then picture the hot hills, a vast iron floor, red hot, and real people naked, running across the iron, red hot iron, screaming in pain. Quickly bring the cloud, bring yourself to the top of that chamber, and quickly start to send down a nice, cool rain on those beings. The iron floor of the hot house starts to cool down. The red color of the floor starts to fade. The beings there, they can stop. They don't have to keep running. The rain is very gentle, very cool. You are each drop. Each drop is you. You are the cloud, and you are each raindrop dropping. And these people are looking up with great relief and smile on their faces, and they're reaching out. And you are dropping into the palm of their hands. You are dropping on their head. You are dropping, covering their body with cool, pleasant, clean rainwater. And they're just really happy. Then you decide to become a beautiful house where they can stay. Personally, I kind of like a Diamond Mountain retreat cabin, but a little bit bigger, a little bit like not fancy, but comfortable and beautiful. And become a house, because now they need a place to stay. And so in the hell realms, I kind of see this beautiful green grass and these beautiful little white cottages. And the hell beings are really happy, and they're walking into the door of these cottages and furnish the cottage with your body. I'm a couch. I'm a chair. I'm a kitchen table. And I am clothing. And now they have this beautiful, soft clothing. Whatever's your favorite clothing, you can become that clothing. In my hot hell, all the hell beings get really nice cotton cowboy shirts, and they feel very comfortable. And they're starting to sit down on the furniture. You are the couch. You are their clothes. Then you can become a teacher. Dharma teacher walks in, maybe just looks like a friend, walks into the house, sits down in a chair in the living room, starts to tell them about maybe teaching them Tonglen and talking to them about Tonglen. You are the couch. You are the house. You are the sky and the clouds outside. And now you are the friend, just a normal friend, teaching them Tonglen. Then imagine those hell realm beings, they start to cross their legs and go into meditation. They start doing Tonglen meditation themselves. And then they become a Buddha. So on you, the couch, in you, the house, under you, the sky and the clouds, these hell beings in these nice clothes that are you have become a Buddha by doing the Tonglen that you taught them. And just enjoy the whole scene. Enjoy being the house. Enjoy being the couch. Enjoy being the nice clothes. Enjoy teaching them. And enjoy the Buddhas that they have become in what used to be a hot hill. And you can put that whole scene, shrink it back, bring it back to your mind. You can bring it back to your heart. The whole hot hell, the whole sky, all the cloud, the beautiful houses, the furniture, the people, they all shrink to a dot at your heart. It's only the size of a piece of sand. And it's become a Buddha paradise. Deep in your heart, the size of a piece of sand. Then you can open your eyes, take a stretch. Any questions or comments you guys have? Somebody throw a box at Haggerty.
So we took the mountain and brought it into our mind and shrank it. And then we took that hair
Yeah,
and put it out there.
yeah.
And then what was the significance of that?
What was the
What was the significance of our hair being in place
it's
of?
just to get used to, in this special meditation called Silky Nimba, overpowering meditation, you are showing that you have control over the size of things. So you're able to take a mountain. There's a beautiful Hendrix song, which I'm not allowed to play. When I'm standing next to a mountain, I chop it down with the edge of my hand, you know. And so it seemed like he's just standing next to the mountain, knock the top of the mountain off. He crushes it and he creates an island of sand in the song. What is that called? Buddha Child. So anyway, it's to get used to controlling the size and the colors of things. Yeah. So 4 for the colors and 4 for basically the size adjustments. Okay. And then that's your palette. And from there you can emanate things. But first you have to control colors and shapes and sizes. Other question, comment, Ronnie?
I have four.
Wait, you need a box.
I have four questions.
Huh? You have
Four.
to pay extra.
So this is a full meditation. I mean, on giving to the Hauram. What we did now. This is the meditation we're supposed to do.
Yeah.
Start with the
except,
colors
do all the realms.
and do all the realms.
Yeah,
Okay.
the animal realm, the preta realm, the human realm.
Okay. Another question. A Tonglen of ourselves, about ourselves.
Yeah, good.
You said the future me. Do it on the future.
Yeah.
What about if I have a problem right now? How do I do
Oh,
that?
that's fine. Yeah, you can do that also.
Also?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a debate about the past, and we're going to get to it.
Oh, okay.
Like, how much can you affect the past? That's another question.
Okay. Another question is when I take the pain of others, when I do Tonglen, I don't feel nervous. Is it a bad sign? Like, because I know I won't be damaged of that, of taking that. So I don't feel scared. So I'm like,
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Like you understand it so well, you don't feel scared. That's
yeah,
fine.
yeah. Okay. And
I had a weird conversation with somebody here, and they said I used to do their massage therapist, and they said I never do people who are hurting real bad, and I'm like, I thought that's what massage therapists did, you know. And they said, no, I don't want the bad luck of massaging a person who has like cancer or something. You know, I don't want cancer to come through my hands and make me sick or something. So they said, I always make sure that the person I'm giving a massage is healthy. And I thought that was the stupidest thing I ever heard. Well, I heard a lot of stupid things actually, but that's pretty bad. So yeah, there's this feeling that if I really take someone's emotional pain, for example, it might disturb my mind. But actually the decision to take it has the opposite effect. Yeah. So you're right. And you don't have to be scared.
Okay, and another question. Can you plant seeds, karma, of taking your own pain? I mean, karma, usually you plant seeds by doing that something towards other persons. So
Yeah.
can we plant karma when we do stuff for us, like doing things?
That's a really good question. Can you commit karma on yourself?
I think so, but I'm not sure.
It is. You can. And it's a good question. It's a really good question. And my teacher used to insist that my teacher constantly said, how many people does a bodhisattva work for? And then you say, Semjen Tamje, all living beings. Do you know there's a joke in the monastery? We all get assigned to the kitchen. I spent 8 years in the kitchen washing dishes mostly. And, and there's a joke in the monastery. If someone does a lousy job and the dishes are dirty, after they clean them, they say, Jola Pincher. It means he washed the dishes for all living beings. And it means for all living beings has become a cliche in the monastery. Oh, everybody's doing everything for all living beings. Oh, I guess you wash those dishes for all living beings. They're really filthy, you know. It means that you don't even think about it. And my teacher kept saying, don't forget you're working for all living beings. And then this intense moment I had with him, I remember. We were at Princeton, and and he was asking me these questions about all living beings. And a lawnmower came by outside, you know, somebody was mowing the lawn. And he said, is that all living beings? And I said, yeah, that's one of all living beings. The guy mowing the lawn is one of all living beings. And then very quickly he said, are you one of all living beings? So he tricked me. He said, is the guy mowing the lawn outside? We couldn't see him, we could just hear it. And I said, yeah, he's all living beings. And then quickly my teacher said, are you all living? Are you one of them? And I said, well, I didn't think about it, but I guess I am. And then he says, well, then you have to be nice to yourself also. And he trapped me, with the lawnmower. I remember 1975, he trapped me December, like that. So yeah, you are one of all living beings, and you do get good seeds by being nice to yourself. Yeah, because Semba Yiki Leino, Stanley, Semba Yiki Leino. Yeah. Say it into the blue box.
The definition of karma is the movement of your mind and what it triggers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So it is karma. It's not karma because somebody else. It's karma because you wanted to help them. Yeah. That makes it karma. Yeah. That makes it a seed. Okay. Another question? Anybody? Wait, you were gonna ask me questions about this meditation, I hope. Okay. Jack's here. Jack?
I just had a technical question about.
Can you change this to a banana milkshake? Never mind.
Right. When we're visualizing the colors and the image of the mountain, when you say bring it into the mind, are you talking about we're visualizing the color in our heart or somewhere else in the body?
Because I grew up in the West, because for my whole childhood I was told my brain is in my mind is in my brain. Personally, when I do it, I see it in my head, but technically it's in your heart. Yeah. There's a potential problem of doing these meditations at your heart chakra. It's a very sensitive chakra. And oftentimes they will say, don't mess with your heart chakra. Keep things out of your heart chakra. Because you can get nervous. It can make you nervous and it can make you shaky. And so if that happens, personally, I use my head, but they say if you're having a shaky day, do it at your navel chakra. Move it down to your navel chakra. So, two fingers below or 4 fingers below your navel inside. And then that ground, it's very grounding. So if you're in retreat 2 days or 1,000 days, and you start getting lungi, which means you start getting nervous because you're meditating too much, then keep things down in your navel chakra. And did you guys have trouble visualizing just swatches of color?
Yeah.
I had trouble with it. No? It kept turning gray. So I think we need to practice. I think if you practice, I think that's why Lord Buddha, there's a list of like 20 drawings that he wanted in the monastery. And there's a location for each drawing. Like the debate ground wall has to have a certain drawing. And the side of the monk's room has to have those swatches of color, just swatches of color. And then you have to get used to closing your eyes and seeing the colors, because you need to master colors to emanate. Otherwise, all your emanations are going to be gray. You guys, she has the box.
Questions.
Loud.
First question is about when you imagine the color. So you mentioned about the watches, but in the meditation you just we just think about the color, right?
Yeah, in English, it's called swatch.
Oh, swatch.
It means a big piece
Big-
of blue, like you painted the wall, like you painted 2 meters blue, and you just staring at it.
Then in this, should we just think of the color, or if we use some format of
Yeah,
color
good.
to help? For example, when I think of red, then I will think of the red rose because I was doing the
Yeah.
flower arrangement before that, and I think of red rose first, but then later I make the rose bigger, so I just focus on the red. That's it.
Yeah,
Is
that's a
it
good-
working?
Yeah, that's a good system.
Uh,
I personally have trouble thinking of red without a shape.
uh,
Like, I need a square, and then I paint the whole square red, and then I can do it. You know, so I think you could start like that.
okay.
Start with a red car or a red house, and then go close and
Yeah.
just have red.
Like zoom in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Zoom in.
And then second,
Zoom
zoom
in.
in. Okay. Quick question. Second, I just want to confirm that in this meditation, we imagine that we play with the color and shape and the size, and then in the end, you guide us to imagine that we are the chair, we are the house, we are the later we are the Buddha, and by imagining this, are we planting the seed so we could have the emanation capacity?
That's why we're doing it.
Okay, good. Thank you.
There's 4 bodies of a Buddha, right, in the expanded explanation. And one of them is called Truku, which means emanation body. And to do that, to emanate as a person, for example, you're going to need all kinds of colors, all different shapes. Like, otherwise, you're going to be flat with no ears. And, no, you have to be good at shapes and stuff like that. Somebody had a question over there. Rachana?
I believe you said that on the wall hanging, Lord Buddha had said there should be 5 colors, but then I think you said that there's 4 colors in the meditation. Is there a missing?
I'm going to look it up. Hang on. This is in Master Sugeng's book, which is a really amazing book. Hang on. I'll give you the Vinaya Sutra. Okay, that's the source. Yeah, so here's the Vinaya Sutra, okay? In Sugeng's book. Dvari yakshanam chitranam vajra dharadi astanam dvara koshtake sansara chakrasya ganda panchakasya karanam. Vinaya Sutra. What's sansara chakra? Wheel of life. Sansara chakra. Okay, so that's the part where Lord Buddha says, I want Dvarake means the entryway. In the entryway of the temple, there should be a Sansara chakra. Ganda Pancha should have 5 parts, the 5 realms. Okay, in the belly. By the way, the part before that says Dvare, which means in the entryway, which is the root of the English word door. Dvare, Paruski? Dvir. Yeah, so Russian is normally closer. Dvir, Yaksha, demon, monster, the guy who's holding the wheel of life. He's called Yaksha. Chitranam. Chitra here means various, but it refers to a painter. So the word for a painter in Sanskrit is the many color guy. Okay, Chitra, Vajradhara. He should be holding a Vajra. Okay, He should be mean. Put him at the door. That's Vinaya Sutra verse 212, 17th section. Go to verse 210. Go backwards. You ready? And this is all from Sugeng's amazing book. Karanam Niladi Kartsna. Karanam, you should paint colors, Kartsna colors on the wall of the monks' quarters. Niladi. Adi means etc. What's Nila? What's Indo Nila? Sapphire blue. The word in Sanskrit for sapphire is Indo Nila. What's the Paruski? Sini. Yeah. So he says on the monks' quarter walls. Who asked me the question? I want blue, etc. Now, so I went and got a commentary for you, which John Brady discovered, and it's extremely valuable. It's the greatest commentary ever done on Vinaya. It's 2 volumes. It's 2,000 pages, roughly 16,000 pages in English. Okay, and he says, I want to see blue. Okay, he says, I want to see Lumbo, blue. I want to see Serpo, yellow. And I want to see La Sopa, etc. Thanks a lot. Now, but he does, let me get it for you. Let's look at number sure. Then he quotes, yeah, now here it's blue, yellow, red, and white. Okay. That's Guna Prabha's own commentary to himself. Okay. The guy who wrote the Vinaya Sutra said, when I said blue, etc., I meant yellow, red, and white. So blue, yellow, red, and white. That's the tradition for painting the wall. And supposedly that's enough colors to build everything else. Any other question? One more question. How about 2 more questions? Wait, box.
How long should we be able to hold the object for? Is there a recommended time? For example, if I can imagine the mountain shrinking and expanding quickly, should I still prolong it, or is that okay?
Yeah, if you notice that meditation, normally myself, when I'm doing a meditation that has progressive elements, I will spend I time it in breaths. I do 5 to 10 breaths. 10 breaths is normal for me. If I'm doing a meditation where I have to do a changing scenes, I like to do 10 breaths. So I got used to the perfect 10 many years ago. It's kind of natural for me. And then I hold it for 10 breaths, and then I move to the next scene. If you feel yourself getting sleepy, move it faster. If you feel yourself getting distracted, slow down. And take 20 breaths on each step. Okay, so it's a balance. You have to keep things moving, or else your mind will get bored. But if you move them too fast, you'll start thinking about lunch. Which is what I'm doing right now. Okay.
Thank you. My question is coming back to the visualizations. When we are visualizing the house, the people running, and all those beings, I understand that we have to make it as precise as we can. Yeah. But sometimes I cannot do it. I just see some just like objects or something. And my question is, what seeds we can plant to make those visualizations as clear or as precise as we can?
Yeah, good. So she said, I know I'm supposed to be like a luxury apartment in the Hill Rose, but sometimes I have trouble getting all the details. And could I just kind of be a luxury apartment and move on? And that's okay. And then she asked, a much more intelligent part of her question was, what's the seeds to be able to fill in the luxury apartment with all the right stuff? You know, what are the seeds to do that? And we've been spending a lot of time in Japan recently, and they were deeply affected by Tang Dynasty China. So 1,400 years ago, they were deeply affected by truly classical Chinese culture, and they developed this kind of. So we were negotiating on a building for the university, and buying a building in Japan is not an easy thing, and negotiating with Japanese is not an easy thing. It's very rude, right, Tim? To rush things. And so, you know, we've been going there month after month and having tea together and taking a long time on the tea and not mentioning why we're there. And but the whole tea ceremony has to be very elegant, and you focus on it. Everything's clean. Everything is tidy and neat. And Japan in general is kind of a Tang Dynasty mirror, especially Kyoto. When you get out of Tokyo, outside of Tokyo, you have this elegance. It's an elegance, and it's hard for an American. It's really difficult for an American because we're messy. And we, like when we go home, I don't know about you guys, Tim, I just throw my clothes on the floor and get to bed, you know, and maybe I pick them up tomorrow, and maybe I don't, you know. And in Japan, you would mindfully, there's this whole Zen garden thing. You rake the white gravel, and you try to do everything mindfully, and you serve the tea mindfully. You do the ikebana flower arrangements mindfully. And I think sometimes it can be too much. But when you're there and you see the effect of that mindset, it's kind of elegant. And I think if you don't get too crazy about it, if you are careful to make your surroundings elegant, and I like the word elegant. I don't mean just fold your clothes. I mean, think about it and fold them sweetly and put them in a nice, what's that lady's name who does the boxes and stuff? What's her name? Marie? You heard the scandal with Marie Kondo? She got famous for telling people to clean up their houses. And I saw her videos and I tried. And Anjali helped me. We got everything in boxes, right? And we even have a book that tells you which box your junk is in. And then recently, so she got famous, she got rich, she bought a house, and she got married, and she had kids. When she got to her third kid, she made a public announcement that if you have 3 or more kids, forget my system. And then there's all these ladies who have 3 kids 10 years ago. And they're really pissed off that they were trying to put everything in boxes and manage 3 kids. And then she told them 10 years later, it's not possible with 3 kids. So why am I saying that? There's still this Japanese sensibility of being mindful of small things, like how you pour the tea and how you put things away, and the condition of your bedroom, for example. Like the way I make a bed is like, and I go, you know, and they would smooth it out and make it. And I think that kind of care, everyday care, which is a kind of samadhi, I think it's a very good thing. I'm not very good at it. but when I am, I think it plants the seeds to be able to do the details in the luxury apartment in the hell rooms. Okay, I think that kind of samadhi about how you keep your house, how you keep your schedule, is the cause for the detail in the hell room. And I think that part of Japanese culture is really beautiful, useful. I wish I could. I started to do a little bit of it, but not much. My computer blew up again, so let's have one more question. Okay.
Okay, so this is a question from Julieta or Julieta. I'm not sure where they're from. What happens if I hear some or see some bad news, something bad happening? Can I use this disturbing image that I have already seen in my imagination or meditation to turn it into a Buddha paradise?
Yeah, I get that. For me, it's I never watched the news in my whole life, and I never had a television my whole life. And then during the last elections in the United States, I had to know what was going on, and I got this bad habit now, and I do look at the news every day now, and it's a bad. I think it's a bad habit. I think you should be aware of what news is happening in the world generally. But I don't think you have to read the same news 4 or 5 times. And that's what has become for me sometimes. So I think you see disturbing images in the news. They will show images of war, things like that. And it's very disturbing for your mind. And can you use it? Can it become useful? We translated the Karma Vibhanga, which is a book that we finished last year. And it's called All the Kinds of Karma. And it's a good book. It's a sutra. So somebody asked Lord Buddha, could you just give us a list of the basic types of karma that exist? And he gave a long teaching, and he outlined all the possible, basically the grand outline of all the kinds of karma. We translated the title as All the Kinds of Karma. And we found it carved into a pyramid in Indonesia, Borobudur. And then this lady named Gina Rivera, who's a genius from Guadalajara. Oh! She did all the drawings. It took about 1.5 years, I think. It was hard. And it's a beautiful, beautiful book, okay? There's an interesting teaching in that book, and there's a drawing of it, of allowing children to watch violence. And talking about the karmic result of watching violence. Like my wife, Veronica, who's coming on Thursday, but here, Thursday and Friday, she will not watch violence. Like, I kind of like war movies. I don't know. Because I like to see, what's his name? Brad Pitt drive the tank impossibly over 12 more mountains. And, you know, I enjoy that kind of thing. But she just walks out. And she says, I don't want that image in my head, you know, and she just walk out. So I think there's, according to the Karma Vibhanga, you want to avoid those images. And then there becomes a skill that monks are supposed to develop, okay? And I had to use it in New York for 19 years. We're supposed to keep our eyes down. So I would come into the Port Authority bus terminal every day, That's like about 1 million people coming through that terminal every day. And I'm supposed to keep my eyes down and still make it to the right subway, you know? And I'm not supposed to look at the cute ladies and stuff like that. You know, I'm supposed to keep my eyes down. And so there's a monk's practice to be able to move your eyes within half a look. Okay, within half a look, you see the lady and you get a, what do you call it? It becomes a instinct. You just look down, and so you never see the whole image. You catch a glimpse and then you look down. And I think we could do that for images of violence. Okay, so if you, rather than eating it up, like, you know, learn this monastic skill of turning your eyes away quickly. Okay, if you dwell on the image, it will get planted. If you can learn to control your eyes and look away instinctively, those images won't be burned into your mind. So yeah, can you use an image like that usefully? Yeah, like there's many examples of that. You can imagine that you are throwing a bomb at your selfishness or something. You know, you did a hypersonic missile to your irritation with your friend. You can do stuff. You can use that. You can use those images, but in general, wouldn't it be better to throw flowers at your enemies than supersonic missiles? Okay. Let's go. Let's see if my computer will. If I don't get this class moving, I'm gonna get in trouble with my boss. Come on. Don't buy me a new computer. I have a new computer. I don't have time to set it up. Okay, here we go. Anyway, what he's gonna say, can you project it, you guys? The next paragraph. Yeah, let's go to Lamadang, okay? I'll do it this way. I kind of want to do it this way, it's more fun. Okay. Lamadang Sangye Laang. So we had a question. And by the way, towards the end of day 2 in your retreat, when you get bored of the other stuff, you could add this one. Okay. Yeah, I will. This way. No, I'm okay. I'm not done. Okay. Yeah, okay. Sorry. Yeah. Okay, I got it. All right. Namadang Sangye Lang Lu Chu Tin to Chute. What was the question we stopped with after the first class? Yeah. What are you gonna do? The higher beings want a couch in a luxury apartment? You know. By the way, I think it's gonna be fun to do shopping bags and stuff, like emanate as Dillard's department store or something for the humans, right? Okay. Lamadang Sangye, what do the Buddhists want? And what does your teacher want? Chutin, chuchote, chupetin, samantabhadra. What's that? Yeah, this is this bodhisattva who, when he's making offerings to a Buddha, he doesn't offer one rice. he fills the sky with roses. And that's an old popular offering meditation for Buddhas. Okay. When you're offering a flower to a Buddha, cover the sky with red flowers and offer. Okay. That's called Samantabhadra. So he says, Chipe Tin. Chi means offering, Tin means the cloud. Okay. Pulte. But this is the cool part. He says, imagine that the function of those offerings is to increase Gyepa, the Zepa, and the Chinle. Okay. It's you are supplying your Lama with resources to do their mission. Okay. Somebody from Vietnam offered me some red envelope this morning. You know, it already went to editing some books. Okay. So so when you make an offering to the Buddhas and the teacher, you're thinking, I offer you resources for your work. Okay. And that's what they really mean. Okay? That's when you're talking about offerings to a teacher, then what they really need is resources. They need money, not for themselves, for their mission. And they need hard work. They need people's time, you know. And I gotta say, for example, for ACI, we have these amazing translators and staff, a large staff that keeps it going. And it's an international, huge international staff. There's these two weird Chinese people who pay like 100,000 a year for 100 translators to translate everything into Chinese. We should give them a hand. So when you're thinking about gifts to a teacher, they need two things. They need support to help people, and they need lifetime. You know, offer them lifetime. Okay. Offer them a few more months or a few more years. Okay. That's the offering. That's the tong of Tonglen. When you get to a Lama or a teacher, then offer them life. They need hours. If they don't have hours, the fundraising doesn't help. Okay. So they need hours, and they need support, and they need hard work from people. And you know, lots of people ask me, do you have a job for me, Geshe? And I'm like, I just look at them and I say, is this person gonna work hard, or do I need to babysit them? You know, to be honest, it comes from my corporate days. I'm like, okay, I'll take you. You're a hard worker. You know, I know you work your ass off, and that's a help. To babysit people is not a help. That just takes time. You know. Okay, so self-running hard workers who build a stupa on their own without any help at all from Geshe Michael. We should give Sunam love. There's someone up there enjoying it right now. It's fun for me to watch people enjoying it. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, congratulations on the beautiful stupa. We saw it yesterday. It's very, very beautiful, and it's amazing. Made from our own stone here, yeah, which is really cool. All right, now he finished. So for dessert, do one day of the realms depressing meditation, trying to build luxury apartments in the hell realms. And then for dessert, towards the Thursday afternoon, okay, do some offerings to Buddhas instead of like emanate as, I don't know, cream brulee or or as red envelopes or as lifetime, more life hours. Okay, emanate something beautiful that they can use. Okay. All right. Then we're gonna do a little more. We have some time. Let's use it. Getza juice. And by the way, I repeat that after this class, Venerable Geshe and Venerable Cat, isn't? Will be closing the retreat boundaries. Okay. That means silence. Silence means, oh, for the online. Ours is at 2 o'clock. Anybody want to give a definition of silence? No talking. That's good. That's a funny thing. Okay. Getza Dusunge. I talked twice in my 3-year retreat. I remember. One, I was sitting with Christy early in the retreat. We were having breakfast outside, and this huge red snake came up behind her like this, like right behind her. And I was like, move. And the other one, we got in an argument, I think, and it broke out of silence into words. Okay, all right. Getza Dusungi, get de dong chok dang, lu long che ni di dang chima ni ma do de cawa dong me. He says, when you're giving away getza, dong. When you're giving away getza, what's getza? We had it a long time ago, like 10 minutes ago. Your karmic bank account. You can call it your seed account. Okay, your karmic seed account. Don't choke. Don't choke here means it's cool. It's chill. Do it. It means it's okay. Okay, you want to give away your seeds? Fine. Give them to people. Don't choke means go ahead. And you can do it for too soon. Too soon. Too soon. Past, present, and future. No limitation. Okay. Good karma you did 10 years ago. Good karma you're doing today by being in the class. Karma you're planning to do in the next 2 days of silence. He said, fine. The seeds you can give away the 3 times. Ludang lonchu nini. But when you're talking about your body and your possessions, he says, you can give this life's body and possessions, or your future life's body and possessions, but not Depa, not your past life's body and possessions. I don't know about that. I think that's debatable. Or maybe when you give it, it's a present memory, something like that. But he says, if you're talking about the seeds you collected last year, you can offer those to the hell realm beings, for example. But I don't know, last year's car, or the car, Sugang, the car you had when you were 16, you don't want to offer that anyway, right? So he says you can't do that. I don't know. I think that's debatable. Okay. Don't wake up. Semjen nam narshe patar dewe pongluk samne jambatsor keching. He says, as I mentioned before, don't wake up means when you're doing the tongue part of Tonglen, Semjen narshe patar dewe pongluk. You're supposed to think about what people need and what they don't have enough of. And then you're supposed to use love, jampa, maitri. Okay, you're supposed to use love to give it to them. And then he says, Lo jongi mipadini la tutangi chiga. Hold that feeling of love that you feel when you're doing the dong part of Donglen, and use that exact same feeling when you get to Lojong. Okay, he says, hold that feeling. Got it? So the feeling, the good feeling you get when you're giving away stuff to people mentally, hold it, keep that feeling, be able to bring it back up, because you're gonna need it when we get to Lojong. Okay. What's low? Jong means practice. What's low? Bodhicitta. Yeah, bodhicitta. It's not mind training like doing the multiplication tables or something. Okay, that's also mind training. Okay. All right, good. Mibadina tutang or chiga. Shenyang. Now we got 5 minutes. Let's cram in the thing you're gonna do Thursday evening. For dessert. My wife criticizes me for having dessert. She says dessert's okay, but a second dessert? I'm like, I don't know. Okay. Tela Temba Kulu. It's nice for you guys to know I have a boss who tells me what to do. Tela Temba Kulu Chilam Kundu Siki Jang. This is another quotation from the 7-part Lojong. And he says, make a mantra for doing your Donglen. And it can be personalized, okay? It can be personalized, okay? Make your own mantra for, in the next 2 days, you guys are responsible to make your own mantra for when you're doing construction in the hell realms and stuff like that. Okay, I want a mantra from you. So we know you can create a mantra from, for example, from your Lama's name. Om, fill in the name and then say Hum Pet. Okay. Om Shintian Hum Fet. Om Sugen Hum Fet. Okay. You can make it's called a name mantra. And to me, that's the one I did for 3 years. I didn't do the Om, that one. And I still do it all the time. When I walk around here, I do that one. But he says, in the ancient tradition of Tonglen, I want a mantra that you mumble while you're doing it. Or that you can, not when you're in deep meditation, okay? Like if you're walking around Diamond Mountain, you get some exercise, watching carefully for snakes, never walking jack barefoot, which is foolish in a place with snakes, because Geshe and Michael will have to fundraise for the hospital bill, and I don't want it. So, you know, we need a mantra for your Tonglen, and he says, use your own imagination. Okay, use your own imagination. Make yourself a mantra. And he gives an example, okay? It's kind of corny in my opinion. Okay. Samjen Kungi Dumil Dakla Min Daki Giwe De Kunde Top Show. Okay. That's the one from the 12th century. Okay. I think it's corny. I think you could make something more slick. But that one says, may the suffering of all living beings ripen on me instead. Len and Dong, Daki Gewe De Kun De Top Show. May all my happiness dong to them. May they have all my happiness. Okay. I don't like it. Me suffer, you happy. Something like that. Okay. How about me happy, you happy? You happy, me happy. But it's called a sanke. Sanke means something you can mutter under your breath while you're washing dishes and you're walking around, you know, just something you can repeat to yourself quietly, secretly, okay? Something that means something to you, okay? Some little thing to remind you of Tonglen, okay? So that's your other assignment. I'm gonna test you on Friday in front of my boss, so you better do good, okay? I want some sexy self mantras, okay? For Tonglen, for your Tonglen practice, and make it yourself. It's legal. There's a rule for mantra making, and it's legal. Daniel has a final question. Say again. What is the idiom? Yeah, make your own mantra. Okay, make your own mantra for Tonglen. What's your mantra gonna be for 2 days? Not when you're deep in meditation. Okay, that becomes a disturbance. But like when you're eating, cooking, cleaning, Marie, what's her name? And Kondo and stuff like Kondo. Huh. Kondo's in the hell room. Okay. All right. Okay, well, I'll see you. So Tim, what happens next? Okay. So 10-minute break and then come back? Okay. Okay. What do the guys do here?
All right, cool. So Tatiana is going to give some announcements to those of you online. We'll take a 10-minute break before starting. Yes, we're going to do about a 10-minute break to start the boundary ceremony for closing ceremony for those online. And then we'll have more announcements in here while that's happening.
Okay, see you later.
Thank you, Geshe Michael, for teaching us today and for getting us ready for retreat. And dear participants, thank you for studying with Asian Classics Institute. You can find all classes on our ACI platform online. So please, if you didn't sign up yet, use this chance and get this beautiful resource of information. So today, and for the next 2 days, we will move into the retreat mode. So there will be no classes on Wednesday. And after tomorrow, Thursday, 12 and 13 April. We'll return to classes on the 14th April on Friday at our usual time at 6 a.m. Arizona time. But please know that virtual Gompas will be running without stop. So if you like, you can choose to lead one or a few of those online meditations. Virtual Gompas are open for all tracks, and you can find information on the ACI online platform. So, as we mentioned, there will be a closing retreat boundaries shortly. And for those of you who plan to do a retreat, ACI and Diamond Mountain teams wish you to have a very beautiful retreat. Enjoy your time, and we will have classes back on Friday, April 14th. Thank you.